6 Degrees of Connection.
6 Degrees of Connection on a Friday afternoon, and Angela gets us started today.
I do indeed. So I did share, we're going to go from Jennifer Lopez to the late soccer legend Yoo Sang-chul, to Kim Kardashian, to RM of BTS.
Very good. So we start with
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
The news that triggered all of this, I don't know why I'm so invested in this couple.
I haven't heard the most recent update, so whatever you're about to say
Yes.
next is going to be news to me.
Okay.
Because the last I heard, she and Alex Rodriguez were done. Then it was her getting back together with Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
and that's the last I heard.
Okay, so they've been spotted together a few times after they went on a trip together. I think it was Montana. Here's the thing, though. Ben Affleck lives in Los Angeles. J-Lo lives in Miami. So it's literally across the country, right? So they were doing long distance. So every week or so, you'd spot them in one of each other's neighborhoods together. The latest news, the one that came out this week, is that J-Lo is moving to Los Angeles to pursue this relationship further.
Wow.
It's huge.
That's a huge step. We had
Yeah.
our question of the day the other day. Was it just yesterday? What's a big thing that you did for another person that you liked or loved? Moving from Los Angeles or Miami to Los Angeles is a pretty big move.
It's a big move. And there's a lot of people saying, yeah, why not go for it? Pursue it. You guys have chemistry. You've been together. This is not just a fling because you've been together before. But then there are other people saying she's moving her 2 kids with her.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, that's fine. I don't
Yeah.
mind moving the kids, but it's just the wound is too fresh.
Yeah. One of the comments was, the body's not even cold yet.
Alex's body isn't even cold yet, and you're packing up and shacking up with Ben in LA.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they're living together per se, but
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Okay.
Steve's like, it's a matter of time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's get started with the connection then.
All right, so we're going to bring it very close to TBS here. Because actually, J-Lo served as one of the 3 judges on the very successful show American Idol. Now, a lot of our listeners may know.
Yes.
Yes, you know where I'm going with this one.
I do.
One of our DJs here at TBS EFM was a contestant for American Idol. He made it within the top 10
Yes.
for season 11, I believe. We're talking about the DJ for the next show,
Heejun,
Han Hee-jun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who was on this show for quite a while.
Oh, yeah, really, as a guest.
And I
Okay.
used to love hearing the American Idol stories from Heejun. They were really fun.
J-Lo loved him.
Yeah, she certainly
adored
did.
him.
Yep.
She would give him a hug and say, "Hey, baby,"
Yep.
and he was very charmingly
Absolutely.
sort of
Yeah.
catty, kind of what's the word, coy, and flirting with her, quote unquote, right? Anyway, so they have that relationship, right? Now, in the same building that Han Hee-jun frequents is another person, Angela Park.
Oh, yeah, totally. I think she comes every Friday.
Every
Yeah,
Friday.
right.
Not as notable, but hey, still same building. We touched the same elevator buttons.
This is exciting because I don't think one of us has been in the 6 Degrees of Connection before.
This is really, you really pulled from Hollywood all the way to TBS. That's crazy.
In 2
One
steps.
go.
Angie got to herself in 2 steps. That's amazing.
Basically, J-Lo's my best friend. Basically,
Yeah.
right?
That's what it is.
Okay.
So anyway, bring it back to me. Now, the church I used to attend back in Hawaii is actually the church of a sister. Oh, this sounds like the opening of our segment
Yeah,
here.
right.
The sister
Yeah.
of Lee Dong-guk, soccer player Lee Dong-guk's wife.
Oh.
The sister of Lee Dong-guk's wife. Lee Dong-guk's wife's sister
Yes.
went to the same church.
Lee Dong-guk's sister-in-law
Yes.
went to the same church as said Angela Park.
Did you know her at the time?
I didn't, but I can go 2 routes here.
Okay.
I have that connection with Lee Dong-guk. I also have another one.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine from high school's cousin is Lee Dong-guk's wife.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So 2 connections to Lee Dong-guk. So I'll talk to him on the phone and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, Lee Dong-guk, they love you and your husband." So we communicate through this friend. And I'll be like, "Oh, tell them I'm a big fan of him too." And so we communicate through that. So basically Lee Dong-guk's my best friend.
Yes, correct.
So we go from myself to Lee Dong-guk now, who was, there's a lot of praise that can be said about the soccer player. He's also, at that time, the youngest soccer player to represent his team for the World Cup. It was in 1998 in France, I believe, was when he officially became what we call 국가대표, national player. He also was on the same team as the late soccer player Yoo Sang-chul.
Right.
And when the news of his passing came, Lee Dong-guk immediately, of course, put a tribute post on his social media saying it was an honor to even be in the same generation of soccer as you. And he, of course, went to the wake for Yoo Sang-chul as well.
A lot of the players did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was late at night, I read, but a lot of the players went anyway, yeah.
And we have a soft spot for even, for example, Hollywood movies about sports teams. There's this level of blood, sweat, and tears in this relationship amongst team members that, no other real relationship can quite capture. And you see that in real life, and it's even more moving, right? And so I teared up just by reading some of the interviews or articles regarding the praises these players were giving to Yoo Sang-chul. For maybe some of our listeners abroad who don't know, Yoo Sang-chul is a legend. He scored contributing goals in the very famous World Cup in 2002, where Korea progressed further than they ever have into the top four, right? So, legendary name in soccer here in Korea.
And that is how Jennifer Lopez is connected to Yoo Sang-chul.
That's right.
Okay, let's skip the song break, Viola, if that's okay, and I'll pick it up where Angie left off. So I have to connect Yoo Sang-chul and Kim Kardashian. So we know that Yoo Sang-chul, he passed away tragically. It was just this past Monday night, right? He was 49 years old. Tributes have been flooding in from not only here in Korea, but from all over the world, from the clubs that he was connected with here in Korea and outside Korea and Japan as well. FIFA put on their official Twitter account, FIFA World Cup. They posted a tribute message for you. They called him once a World Cup hero, always a World Cup hero. I thought that was really nice.
It was.
Yeah. He lost a battle with pancreatic cancer. It started in November of 2019. But yes, he was on the 2002 World Cup team. In fact, he made the All-Star team for that World Cup. So when he was playing in the game against Poland, he scored the insurance goal against them. Korea beat Poland 2-0. And that was Korea's first victory at a World Cup.
That's amazing.
When they beat Poland in 2002.
Yeah.
That was his second goal because I think he scored one in 1998. But yeah, that was the team's first victory. Okay, so let's begin the connection here. So Korea in 2002 in the World Cup was in Group D.
Okay.
So also in Group D was Poland. I just mentioned that. But also the United States and Portugal. It's kind of a tough group, right? At the time. Do you remember the World Cup from 2002? Were you here at the time?
I wasn't here, but weren't there like people on top of cars?
You missed. It's really difficult for me to explain because I'm not Korean.
Yeah.
But even for me as an expat here, I was young when that happened.
Yeah.
And I had never been to a World Cup before.
Right.
It will forever be, no matter what happens for the rest of my life, it will forever be one of the most exciting things I have ever experienced. This city, this country was electric.
Wow.
It was palpable. Everybody was in a super good mood. I went to the bank one day to get some coins turned into bills. I had to count the coins myself because all the employees were in the room watching Korea play the United States at the time. They drew. By the way, that was a very exciting match, Korea versus the United States. And then I remember Korea, we were so excited because Korea advanced.
Yeah.
We're moving on. Who do we play next? Italy. And then we won.
It was like
That
the
was
odds
crazy.
stacked against Korea.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was fate, I think.
remember I was in high school. My teachers were like, "Oh, we're not going to win against this team. So if we win, I'll buy you guys pizza."
Nice.
Free pizza.
In Hawaii, the Korean supermarkets, the games were like the middle of the dead night, right? For Hawaii time.
Oh, right.
They opened the supermarkets and had Koreans come in and watch.
Is that right? It was just such an amazing time.
Yeah.
So, yes, in that Group D, South Korea, Portugal, Poland, and the United States. Portugal did not advance to the next round. I think that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
So then I started thinking, okay, so how can I make this connection here? So I looked at the American team's roster.
Okay.
Because they were in the same group,
Yeah.
right? So we have to get to stateside now. So on that American roster from 2002 was forward number 10, Landon Donovan.
Okay.
Landon Donovan, he might not be a familiar name for you, but he is considered to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, American footballer of all time.
Really?
Yeah, he was a star during the World Cup in 2002 as well.
Okay, gotta store that name down.
Yeah, so in 2005,
Yep.
Landon Donovan, now we'll go a little further ahead on the calendar. Landon Donovan signed a multi-year contract with the LA Galaxy, making him the highest paid American player in the league. Now we'll go back over to Europe, where we'll talk about David Beckham.
Okay.
So David Beckham joined Real Madrid in 2003, and he played with them through the 2006 season. But on January 11th of 2007, David Beckham announced that he had signed a 5-year deal to play for the
LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy.
Oh, you're right.
In Major League Soccer. And Landon Donovan, I had to do some cross-referencing
Good
here.
on you.
I was like, okay, was Landon Donovan actually on the LA Galaxy?
right.
Sure enough. He was number 10, and I think David Beckham was number 23, and they were on the team at the exact same time.
Wow.
You're really good at this, by the way.
So now that connection is made.
Okay.
Then I did a little more research and I found an article in the Sun media outlet from April 17th of 2021, only a couple of months ago. And the article was about this party that took place at Miami's Good Time Hotel.
Pharrell's.
Pharrell is the owner of that hotel.
How did you know that?
Pharrell.
Okay, you're talking. I love Pharrell.
Okay. You know of all his business dealings, which is weird. So anyway, the party was hosted by Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
And the party was to celebrate David Beckham's wife's, Victoria's, 47th birthday. And there were so many A-list
They
stars
were,
at
yeah.
that party. Chris
bet.
Rock was there. Vanessa Hudgens was there. Future was there. Timbaland was there. Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny was there. So many others, along with Kim Kardashian.
Oh, that's right. She was there.
Yes, she was there showing off her famous curve. She was mingling amongst the celebrities, the A-listers there. But not only, and by the way, that party was to also celebrate David's soccer club, Inter Miami CF, to commemorate their season opener. So it was a birthday party / commemoration party for his football club.
Whoa.
So, not only were Kim Kardashian and David Beckham in the same room at the same party, but when Kim came in, when she made her entrance, she went over to David, gave him the customary kiss on the cheek, and he returned the favor. Then she and Victoria had a long chat. I don't know what they talked about, but that is how Yoo Sang-chul is connected to Kim Kardashian.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
The LA Galaxy one was the...
That was the killing point.
Yeah.
By the way, fun fact, yesterday was the 10th day of June, right? 2021. Do you know when America played South Korea in the 2002 World Cup?
Not the 10th day of
June 10th, 2002.
What?
That is poetic.
Pretty cool, right? All right, we will leave it there for the first hour of the program for today. Please do stay with us for the second. To finish up the first, it's Fall Out Boy, the last of the real ones. All right, Kate, get us to the finish line today.
Woo! All right. I think I went like a really long, winding road to get to...
The long and winding road. It's a song.
Yes.
I was going to give you a little background music.
That
while
was great. That was
But we just
beautiful.
stopped talking.
Yeah, because I just wanted to hear Steve sing. That's what I wanted to do. From going to Kim Kardashian all the way to RM of BTS. I think I could have gone a very short route.
Yeah, but
I
that's
feel
not
like that
fun.
would be cheating. So here it is. Kim Kardashian was recently in the news because, well, it's kind of linked to the opening. You know, we all talked about their divorce and whatnot, but it's kind of interesting that even after the divorce papers are filed, she still takes the time on Kanye's birthday to post up something on her social media and say something like, I will always love you type of thing.
Did any deets come out about why they're leaving each other or whose choice it was or anything like that?
I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but apparently the episode where she really talks about how she kind of had this moment where she knew Kanye wasn't for her aired this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Spicy meatball.
And so, yeah. And then with that came the news of also Kanye with this new relationship. But anyway, so Kim has definitely been in the news a lot recently. She is the daughter of Kris Jenner, who is known as the momager.
Yes.
And
I've never heard that word before.
really?
Yeah.
Momager.
You're doing great, sweetie.
exactly, that's the one with the taking the picture.
Catchphrase,
Yeah. So she's the momager of all the daughters that are in Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, interesting fact, Kris Jenner is actually a really good friend of Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, okay.
Who is show host of many talk shows, like with Kelly Ripa, and also he does, I think he hosts American Idol and whatnot.
Has his own radio show.
Yes. But he is also the producer of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I had no idea.
He was
I did not
actually
know.
the one who suggested to Kris Jenner, your family's kind of crazy. I think it'll be fun if we make a reality TV show out of this.
There you go.
So that show is done through his production company. So there's the link between Kim, Kris, and Ryan Seacrest. Now, Ryan Seacrest is mainly known for his show hosting stuff, but he's also been in a couple of movies, not with acting, but he usually comes out as himself. So
Okay.
he'll be coming out like in some TV thing, or they'll bump into some, you know, one of the main actors or something like that. He was in a movie called Knocked Up, which
Seth
is
Rogen.
Seth Rogen and Katherine
Katherine
Heigl,
Heigl.
right? And it's a fun Judd Apatow movie. Now, Katherine Heigl is probably best known for starting her, I guess, breakout role in Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, yep.
She used to be there for a number of the beginning of the few seasons.
That was back in the early 90s, wasn't it? Late 90s, was it?
Early 2000s.
Oh, was it
yeah.
really?
It was when I was in college.
Yep. Now, she was in Grey's Anatomy. There's a bunch of people that had done like cameo appearances in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
One of them is Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth Moss is best known for Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, the blonde lady.
Yes, the blonde
The main
lady.
character.
Yes.
Oh,
or if you're a
that's-
movie buff, she was the main lady in Invisible Man, which was released like I think 2 years ago. or a year
Okay.
ago.
Yeah.
Now, Elizabeth Moss, Handmaid's Tale. In Handmaid's Tale, there's also another young gentleman who comes out as her love interest other than her husband character, which is Max Minghella. That's also a not familiar name, but
No.
he actually used to date Elle Fanning.
Okay, I know Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning, sister of Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is where things get interesting because Elle and Dakota Fanning are actually related to Kate Middleton.
No, they're not.
They are.
The Duchess of
The
England?
Duchess of Cambridge, yes.
Cambridge, right.
Yeah, England.
Apparently, there's a family historian from Ancestry.com who confirmed that Dakota and Elle actually have relations to King Edward III,
Wow.
who ruled England from 1327 to 1377. And Kate Middleton's mother,
Oh, gosh.
Carol Middleton, is also a descendant of said king, which
Interesting.
makes Kate Middleton and the Fannings 21st cousins.
Is that even related anymore?
It is according to this
It is on a
historian.
Friday afternoon on this show.
So fun.
Now, Kate Middleton, obviously everyone knows, is Duchess of Cambridge.
Yes.
She's married to Prince
You forgot Charles.
No.
William.
Prince William.
Wrong prince, Angie.
And Peter is like cringing at all the things we're getting wrong
I
about his
know.
country.
And who is the brother of Prince Harry.
Right.
So they are brother-in-law, sister-in-law relations. Now, Prince Harry, he's friends with a lot of celebrities in Hollywood. One is James Corden.
Okay, here we go.
Of the Late Late Show. And James Corden also publicly is known to be very good friends with other celebrities, such as Harry Styles from One Direction. And also Jimin from BTS, or actually BTS as a whole. He made it very public that they're actually really good friends.
Seems like it.
I believe in one of the shows, they have nicknames. Well, at least with Jimin and him, they have nicknames for each other. They call him Baby Mochi, Jimin Baby Mochi, and James Corden is called Papa Mochi.
Okay.
So that's their nickname for each other. And there goes the connection all the way to RM
Well
of BTS.
done.
That was a fun one.
Was that fun? I'm
took
kind of out of breath.
It's impressive that you got so far into it and we didn't even see where you were going with it.
Until the last James Corden moment.
Yeah, you brought it
Yeah.
straight back in. Well done.
That was the interesting part, though, with the Fannings and the Middletons.
That was interesting.
And that concludes today's 6 Degrees of Separation. We will listen to a song, and when we come back, we'll get back to your messages on the topic of, do you still keep in touch with your ex? And if not, that's okay. But if you do, is it okay if your partner still keeps in touch with their ex as well? First, let's hear this. It's RM, Bicycle. Do you still keep in touch with your ex? If not, why not? If so, would you be okay with your partner keeping in touch with their ex as well? Angie, you gave your answer on the subject about yourself.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer about your husband. So if your husband were keeping in touch with his ex or exes, would that be okay with you, or would that not be okay with you?
Okay, so in theory, I think if I really sat long and hard thinking about it, just ruminating on him conversing with his ex, it'd probably bother me. But in reality, there's too many things for me to care about right now that I don't think it would bother me that much right now in this moment with such young kids. And as long as he's back to pick up the kids on time, I'm okay. But Steve brought up a good point. He asked me if my husband said, or if I found out he was having lunch with an ex, how would I feel about that? And I said I wouldn't care. But then I thought about it. If he was having dinner, I think I'd care. Yeah.
It's different when the sun's up.
Yeah, it is. It's sort of like the Draculas come out, you know?
8332 is on the same page with you, Angie. It says, this message says, honestly, if you're a mom, exes mean nothing.
Yes, thank you.
With kids, you have so many things to handle, so many things to take care of. Not only exes, I don't even have time to think about my husband.
Yes.
I don't even have time to bother if he's contacting his ex. I just have no time.
Wow. Thank you. That is my sentiment. I'm sorry, but it is.
That's
so
awesome.
apparently you have no time.
I love you, 8332. I will buy you coffee.
Hey, right. Angie, 9120, please.
What a dangerous question today. If my husband finds out that I were to get in touch with my ex, which I don't, I probably wouldn't be able to even text you guys right now because I'd be dead. And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Ha ha ha. It's just simply unacceptable for us.
Yeah, fair. Totally fair, right? I mean, if that's the rule for both of you, then that's the rule for both of you.
I get it.
For sure.
7189 says, 기분 좋은 불금입니다. 굳이 연락할 필요가 있을까요? 지금 충실하고 서로를 위해서 연락 안 해야 한다고 생각합니다. Happy Friday. Is there really a reason that we should keep in touch? I think if you're just faithful and loyal to the person that you're with right now, no need to be in touch with your ex.
Yeah.
3574 says, hi, I still keep in touch with my ex, and he was my first love from high school.
First love.
I still like him, but just as a human being, nothing more than that. I think my husband would not mind since he's not really conservative. But of course, if it comes to my husband, I would not be happy about it. Hope he's not listening to the radio today.
Double standard.
Wait a minute.
Total double standard. You're going to find out if he's listening to the radio in about 3-4 hours when he comes home from work and you get home from work.
Sillily serious regarding the question. Number 1, impossible. Too many things to keep up with.
Oh, you Casanova, you.
Number 2, conditionally yes. Too few to mention.
Conditionally, yes.
Huh.
Interesting. Interesting.
Conditionally, yes.
1559.
I still keep in touch with my ex-girlfriend purely as friendship, but I won't let my present girlfriend know about it.
See, but that's problematic.
and I won't ask her about her ex. Even if she still contacts him, I don't want to know.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for this kind of message.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I think so. And I think you have the right idea, right?
yeah.
You know, like it on the surface, it looks like, I don't know if this is okay or not. But if you keep in touch with your ex and you know that there's absolutely nothing, then you can't be the type of person who's being nosy to your girlfriend.
Right.
Like, who are you texting right now? Like, who? You can't be that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be on one side, then you have to be on the other side. And just, okay, fine. If you're texting your ex or whatever, like every once in a while, obviously, then fine. Just don't tell me about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I find that to be a healthy attitude as well.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I agree with that attitude.
6703 says, I'm friends with a girl I dated all through high school now. We've been out of high school for 8 years. Myself and another girl have dated a couple of times throughout the last 3 years. And when we're not dating, we are really good friends. I'm not friends with any other tons of girls I've dated. So in short, I'd say it all comes down specifically to the two involved individuals.
Ooh, I kind of agree with that in a sense. Like, even when it comes to like dating advice, I don't think a third party is ever in the position to say, you should do that, you shouldn't do that.
Good
But
point.
it's kind of more of like the conversation between the two individuals that's in the relationship and what they've established as this is okay or not.
Question, Kate.
Yes.
If you're at a party with your boyfriend and it's a busy party, right? And then a female kind of approaches.
Background music.
It's 4 a.m. You're wasted. No, I'm kidding. It's a reasonable hour. And you're chatting. You and your boyfriend are chatting with many different people.
Okay.
And you have a conversation with one girl. And it happens to be his ex.
Okay.
Now, you don't know that.
Okay.
So my question is, do you want to know at all?
Oh.
Number one, that's my first question.
Okay.
Number two, should he announce her as, oh, this is Kate, my ex, or sorry, this is Angie, my ex-girlfriend.
Hi.
Or should he not say anything at all about it to you?
Interesting. Okay. I'm picturing myself. I don't think it would really matter if he announces it or not.
Like right there in front of you and everyone?
But I would much rather have him kind of come up to me and be like, hey, this is my girlfriend, Kate. And introduce, oh, this is my friend so-and-so, whether it's an ex or not. So I don't necessarily need to know it's the ex.
Okay.
So you'd
You
be
don't wanna
okay
know.
if that whole thing happened and you didn't even know.
Yeah.
What if I waggled my eyebrows at him secretly?
Go home to your kids, Ajuma. It's too late for you.
Oh, that's funny.
5991 says, you can stay friends with your ex if you're mature about it and if you both can accept that you're not going to be in a relationship. You also need to take a break to get away from associating with that person in a new relationship. I can almost never do that because I'm petty, I'm jealous, and I'm emotional.
Wow.
Out of quite a few girlfriends, only a couple of them are still my friends, but they are some of my closest friends too.
Oh.
I love the honesty there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are petty and jealous and emotional, and
yeah.
that doesn't make you a terrible person. It makes you a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I hate to admit it, but it's there when that happens.
Yeah.
There's jealousy inside almost every person on the planet, right?
If you care, yeah.
Absolutely. Jin Young says, to keep in touch with an ex is possible only when a part still have something in mind to the other. Okay, so if both sides have no emotion for each other at all, then they would not keep in touch anymore. So please don't be connected to your ex. Just finish that relationship for yourself and then make a new one. Just keep good memories in your mind. That's the manners for your love pass by. But if my boyfriend wanted to keep in touch with his ex, it's okay. Emotions and relationships belong to him.
Oh, wow.
Those are not mine. I don't want to control or force them.
Very high road.
That's interesting because I think it's the opposite. If there's absolutely no emotions, then I'm like, it doesn't bother me to connect. Like if I still had emotions, I wouldn't want to contact them. It hurt.
I think that's the point of the message is
Oh.
to say you wouldn't be keeping in touch with each other if there were no feelings at all. I think that's the point.
That's why she wouldn't want
That's
to
why
keep
she's
in
saying
touch.
just don't connect
keep
with
in
your
touch.
ex. Yeah. 7443, I absolutely think that exes can remain friends, and I wouldn't mind if my significant other stays in touch with theirs. My girlfriend and her ex are great friends now. He's actually quickly becoming one of my better friends too. My father and mother are divorced, but they're also great friends still.
Is your father and mother Demi Moore and Bruce Willis?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds so healthy.
Yeah.
I love that. That message was from Alex Rodriguez.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
8009, me and my ex broke up on mutual terms due to life events I had no control over. Anyways, I didn't stay friends with her on anything because after we broke up, she immediately started dating someone else. This is Alex Rodriguez. And it broke my heart every time I saw it. And even if people don't break up on bad terms, I think there's still going to be lingering tension, whether it's weak or strong.
And last message for today.
Yes, 5265 says, based on personal experience, it starts to conflict when you get a new partner. I always felt that being quote unquote friends was just a mask for I want to still be around you but can't let you go completely. So they're comforting in the short term, but in the long run it can lead to mental or physical cheating on your new partner. So no, I do not keep in touch with my ex.
fair.
And my answer to this question is as long as you're both on the same page, then do whatever you want. But
Yeah.
both people have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Right? You can't have one partner who's saying, yep, it's totally cool to be, you totally can be friends with your exes because I am.
Yeah.
Because if your partner is like, well, I'm not friends with my exes. I'm not that type of person. So then you got to work it out. And I think the earlier in the relationship that you have that conversation and you do figure that out, because I do think it is an important conversation to have. Because
Yeah.
you're totally avoiding potential future problems
Very
there.
true.
Come to some sort of agreement and then respect the agreement and don't overstep the boundaries, and then your relationship should be okay.
That's
And
a
you
very diplomatic way, though. If you could choose your
Yeah.
future girlfriend or current girlfriend, whatever your situation is, her preference, what would you choose?
No contact.
Okay.
Because that's what I do.
I see.
Yeah, that's what I'm not that type of person. I
I see.
typically have never really done that.
That's wise.
All right, let's leave it there for today. Thank you very much for being with us over the last couple of hours. That'll do it for the Steve Hatherly Show for this afternoon. Angie, thanks. Always fun to have you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Good to see you again as well. Kate,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as always for your listenership and participation. Coffee vouchers today, 1-781-3760-5842-8332. Congratulations, that coffee's on us. Just a heads up, that'll take about 2 to 3 weeks for that message to show up on your phone, so please do be a little patient with us if that's not too much trouble. Wrapping it up today, little mix. Shout out to my ex. Nice choice to finish up the conversation. Enjoy that. Enjoy your Friday. We'll see you for the weekend shows. Hatherly out.